What is happening, budget builders, and welcome back to the channel. Dad just rolled in with a really fun rescue. This is a 1964 Chrysler Newport that was last registered and on the road in 2004. We purchased this off of Marketplace for $725 from a gentleman that works at a scrapyard. And he acquired this thing because somebody actually hauled it off for scrap. This car was purchased new by a couple that loved it, enjoyed it, kept it under a carport, and kept it nice and original. And that's why it's such an honest car. And unfortunately, with their passing, decided it was not worth saving and hauled it off to the scrapyard. But thankfully, somebody saved it. We got it from them, and now we're going to attempt to get the 361 big block Mopar running again. If we can get it running, we'll get it driving. We're gonna do a full detail, clean up the interior, maybe throw a new carpet in it, get this thing totally ready to go rags to riches and back on the road for the first time in at least 22 years. It is hard to believe, yeah, 2004 was 22 years ago. This is definitely, no doubt, a unique car. It's got some interesting looks. It's very, very classy, especially the interior. Push button, 7727 torque flight, beautiful dash, tons of stainless and trim. There's no doubt this was a top of the line car for back in the day. I can't wait to get it cleaned up, and I think it's gonna detail it nicely. You can tell some of the top side has been repainted. We'll have to do some good wet sanding and buffing. But to begin with, this right here, big old 361 cubic inch big block Mopar. This thing has what appears to be 104,000 original miles. There's no way it's 4,000 miles. It is, I mean, the interior is literally perfect. The seats are perfect, the pedals are perfect. This under here is a little not perfect. It needs a lot of cleaning, a lot of love, but I'm excited to see if we can get this thing saved and running again. The fact that this 361 big block made 265 horsepower and 380 foot-pounds of torque with a 2-barrel is mind-boggling. I can't wait to hopefully hear it rumble back to life. That's a lot of hair, and there's like, I think there's a dead something. There's a lot going on in here as far as like rat's nests and stuff. So first thing, before we do too much under the hood here, let's get all of this kind of blown out and cleaned up so we're not dealing with all of it. See what we're working with here. Super clean top of the carburetor, thank goodness. Couple spiders in there, but those never hurt nobody. With the exception of no paint on the valve covers and all the oil like soaked on the engine, this thing is like super honest and original. I think a good degreasing and cleaning, and there's probably some pretty paint left on that block. Well, maybe. Power steering, power brake, autopilot cruise control, and no AC. Right now is when you'd want AC. It is hot. I guess we'll take a look and see how this oil looks. Oh wow, that is not horrendous whatsoever. Dark, definitely been in there a long time, but no signs of moisture. I think our first step with this one, as long as it has sat, it's obviously been covered and doesn't look like it's had a ton of moisture under here, but we still don't want to take a chance. So we'll pull the spark plugs, let's inspect our combustion chambers and soak them down. Way to go, Mopar. Don't even have to keep up with our spark plug wires because we have these little keepers right here. This bank here is our even side. So this is 2, 4, 6, and 8. Start with cylinder number 2 here. see. Oh yeah, that is an crusty old plug, but the important stuff, wow, that looks super nice. Well, I guess it looks really sooty and was definitely ran off for a long time, but you know what I mean. Number 4. Oh yeah, sweet. Another awesome looking plug. These are good. Number 8, just phenomenal. And they're just carbon fouled really good. I mean, you can see some chunks of carbon right there, but not a ton of oil foul, which is nice. That means this thing wasn't burning a bunch of oil. Cylinder number 1. Sweet. 3. Sweet. 5. Very nice. Last but not least, 7. That is awesome. Let's just get a good look at least a few of these cylinders. We're looking right at a piston. There is just a little bit of surface rust. See that right there? Wow, that's not horrible though. If this thing is free with just a couple passes with some lubrication in there, yeah, check that out. I'm surprised that, I mean, it's not horrible, but it definitely has surface rust. But with just a few passes, that should clean up nicely. The walls don't look marred up or anything bad. Definitely has probably 104,000 on it. You can see some cross hatching. If we can get this thing to run, I think all of that'll clean up super nice. Going to.
No if.
Yeah. Especially with the presence of that rust, we don't want to take any chances. We are going to shove a little Marvel Mist Roll down its gullet. All right, we will let that soak for a bit and we'll throw a wrench on the front of this thing and let's make sure to turn it over by hand. Takes a big old 1.25" socket. Let's see what it does. Oh, it snagged just the tiniest bit. Definitely think it needed that Marvel Mist Roll. Oh, it's so smooth. That right there is some really good signs. I don't feel any harsh spots. I'd love to just throw a battery in this thing and start cranking it over, but before we do that, I always like to get underneath and let's drain the oil out of this thing. As long as it is sat, any kind of crud and sediment is gonna have settled down to the bottom of that oil pan, and I hate to just start mixing it all through the galleys and everything. Plus, if there's any kind of sludge that could prevent oil pressure or water, I want to take care of that now before we potentially hurt something. This thing is so minty. There's like no rust underneath it. Big old 7/8 plug. Oh my goodness. Wow. Really thin, but not sludgy. My goodness, look at that oil pan. Either a jack slipped off or they jumped a curb, or I don't know, smashed the snot out of it. Wow, that looks awesome. Can I have a couple paper towels, please, Dad? Did you see that filter? It's really nice. Looks like it's already trying to leak a little bit. A little power flow. I always like to pre-lube a little bit anyways. These are a little tougher because they're on their side, but I've seen some of these big blocks like this have issues with priming. So I definitely like to fill these up, pre-lube the filter. I'm excited to see what kind of life this thing has. No big sparks. Something we don't get all too often. Keys. Dome light is on. Do we have headlights and taillights? We have taillights. High beams. Here you go. Man, what a pretty front end.
Yep. That's a horn.
I saw the amp gauge move. I'll flip that down into park. Radio? No, no radio. Oh man, ice cold. You ready to see if it'll turn over? Oh, bad battery connection. Woo! Just smooth as can be. Now that we're turning over with fresh oil, before going back in with spark plugs, I'd like to see if we can take care of spark. Wow, super, super dry. It's a little crunchy in there, but wow, really, I mean, not horrendous. Old, cool copper points. That's pretty neat looking. Condenser, obviously stainless, looks really good in there. Just a little bit of crust. Let me get a piece of sandpaper and see if we can clean those up. Let's see what it do.
Oh yeah.
Firing?
Oh yeah.
Don't you just love a good dry distributor and an older set of points of condenser? I hate just throwing ignition stuff in these things, because that old stuff right there does so much better than any of the new stuff we get these days. So I'll always try to clean it and keep it in there if we can. In fact, you can see this old set of points still has the little felt for lubrication. Fresh set of champions, and we just want to make sure these things are gapped out to 35 thousandths. These are obviously crush ring style plugs, so I always like to make sure you feel those crush rings seat nicely. Obviously don't want to over tighten them, but you don't want to leave them loose either. We're spinning over, we've got fresh oil in this thing, we've got plugs and fire. Next to see if it'll fire off is fuel. I have a feeling we know what the fuel's gonna smell like in this thing. Hopefully we don't have friends back here. We're good. Oh, yep, I don't even have to put my nose down there. We'll bypass that for now, because we're gonna try to clean that. I hope it'll clean. We definitely don't want to try to run that through the fuel system. I highly doubt there's any way this old original fuel pump here works. But we'll disconnect the tank, throw some gas to it using the boat tank, and just see to begin with. Disconnect it right here at the carb just to verify it works and let it clear the fuel pump and the line out. Make sure this fuel pump has every opportunity to get fuel that it can.
Might need a battery.
Okay. I do believe we need a fuel pump. I would like to take the opportunity while that fuel pump's out to look and see how the timing chain looks. It is a steel gear. The chain doesn't look horrible. I can reach in here and it's got some play. So apparently Dodge didn't start using nylon cam gears until 65. So that makes sense why we've got a steel. But I think we're good to fire this thing up.
But I could put just a little bit of grease on this rod and then shove it up, and it should stay enough for me to slide the fuel pump in.
Oh yeah. Got a little bit of tea to come out, but it's nice and clean now. Now call me crazy, but I always like to give these carburetors a try. Pretty clean down there. They are free. I think we turn it over, see if that carburetor will hold. Even 22 years ago, fuel was a lot better than it is today. You never know. It might still be decent. I do have a kit for it, which we'll probably install anyways. But let's give it a shot. Who wants to see if this thing will run?
All right.
Dude, it's got an accelerator pump. It's holding. It's not dripping and overflowing, and it is actually pumping fuel. So the accelerator pump is still working. I think we should try to start this thing. I hope if you're watching this that you enjoy the same excitement that Dad and I do when these things fire back to life, because that is most definitely our favorite part about a rescue, hearing these things wake up again, or attempt to. We're about to find out if it will. It's 22 years, too long for this big block Mopar. You ready, Dad?
Yep.
Let's do it. I bet it's just gonna go boom. Yep. What did I tell you? Choke on. It didn't knock. Go ahead, please. Oil light come on and off. Does it have a pressure gauge? I hear oil go, so I think it's building pressure. I mean, it sounds awesome. Go ahead, please. Just a little bit of lifter ticky. Go ahead, please. sounds awesome, Dad. I'm gonna call that one a runner. Oh man, the power steering pump is like all jacked up. Oh my goodness.
Sounds good.
Sounds really good. Does it have any coolant in it? Holy smokes. That radiator is pitiful. I cannot believe that thing still has coolant in it.
And then even with it off, it was off.
Oh, so now the oil light's
Now
working?
the oil light's on.
Sweet. Okay, so watch and make sure that turns off. Oil pressure light turn off?
Yep.
Awesome. It sounds like it's got good oil pressure. It sounds really good. All right, let me see if I can keep it running. We're going, oh, this thing is a huge vacuum leak right here. Somebody decided they were hungry. Okay, well, that didn't help, but I thought that, oh. What is that supposed to be connected to? Okay, hold on. Hit it real quick, please. Okay, that's why it wasn't running. That should go there. And then this, oh, it is right. Okay. Okay, there's a reason that was off. This thing is idling. Definitely has a little bit of a noisy lifter, but with the good oil pressure, it should clear right up. That exhaust tip is hilarious. Like it was running yesterday. Alternator charging, super smooth power steering. Man, that is big old floaty car power steering. Oh. I mean, it's barely smoking or anything. Just a little bit. This thing needs definitely some more run time, and it needs a little bit of RPM, but it's tough to do that with those belts the way they are. Let's clean up our pulleys, get a new alternator belt. You can see that's making dust pretty quick. It's probably most of it just the rust. And then the power steering is so jacked up with that broken bracket. So we need to remove this bracket. Oh my, it's a homemade one. Look. Okay, well, let's work on the homemade bracket just a little bit, make it a better homemade bracket. This thing up so we can put some more bugger welds on it, but hopefully in the correct location. Yeah, I guess it had just gotten so much play in it that they decided to weld it up. But we're gonna weld it up too, just in the right position. Much better. Now we can mount this on. We'll kind of spread until it sits just right. Tack it in, we should be good to go. Wow, look at that. So much better. And that is not gonna go anywhere. We ended up throwing a little gusset in there. Everything's welded back up nicely. It's not perfect, but it should be happy. No slippy belt, so much better.
Sounds so good.
Shoo-wee!
Oh. Yeah, it's got some rat's nest in that exhaust. Holy moly. I guess it's somehow got through the muffler. Listen to that. Lifter tick completely gone. Good grief, that's...
It might smell bad, but it's good. That is the sweet smell of success.
I said, I want to idle, man. Listen to that. Oh, here's this last oil change. Oh, it's got 104,000. Oh, geez, so it hadn't had any miles. 107,330 is this next oil change. And it's got 104,485. That was 10/23/2003. Whoop, that works. Did you see this? The last oil change? 10/23/03. Oh. 107,000 miles. So what's 3,000 before that? 104,330. Oh, so it's had 100 and something miles put on it since 2003. Dad, that is amazing. How's the power steering? Oh man. Oh man.
It sounds so good. It runs nice, but not perfect. We definitely need to throw a carb kit in that carburetor. Let's yank it off, pull it apart, throw in the ultrasonic, and try to put a kit in it.
Oh yeah, it is starting to leak everywhere. It looks so nice though.
About as easy as it gets for a carb pull. Fuel line. Choke. Throttle. And throttle spring. Of course, your PCV, vacuum advance, and the 4 1/2-inch nuts holding it on.
I'm excited to see how this one will clean up. It definitely looks really nice and original. Make sure we take a good picture of that. It's kind of cool. You could just clean out your float needle right there. Phew, surprised that accelerator worked. Let's check our mixture adjustment. 1/2, 1/2, 2, about 2.5, 1/2, 2, and about 2 1/4. So we'll remember that for when we go back together. See how this thing looks. Yee, definitely was a little crunchy inside. Ew. Not the worst I've seen, but kind of surprised it ran on that. There is no doubt a spa day in the ultrasonic is going to do this carb wonders. Wow. Kind of amazing just how well this thing cleaned up. We just want to verify each of our little passageways are nice and clear. One, 1/2, 2, 1/2. Got our jets. Our power valve. Drop in our check ball and check ball. Do you believe we are ready to go back together? Well, there you have it. That was a pretty fun and simple rebuild. And you can definitely say, yeah, therapeutic first thing in the morning.
All right, see what it do. Beautiful. Can't get much better than that.
See the choke? Opening up just like it should. Happy, isn't it?
Sounds like a Model A. so happy now. I mean, he was happy before, but he liked that carb kit.
A couple heat cycles and that lifter will be completely, it's quiet already. Look how smooth it is. I mean, you could balance a glass of water on that thing. I know running's really fun, but driving's probably the next best thing. But I'm not even going to attempt to put this in gear with no brakes. That's a lot of car. So let's jack this thing up, get all four corners up in the air on jack stands, pull everything apart, and see what we need to rebuild the brakes. Whew, I might have to put a plug in that. That's actually terrifying. Pretty easy to see, although our lines look good, we will no doubt need hoses. There's just not much left of those. It's a great opportunity to clean and repack these bearings. This old grease, as you can see, literally just turns to oil, and first couple drives, if you don't pack them, well, they burn up. We don't want that. Bearing looks great. Oh wow, that thing stayed super nice and dry. Crazy at the back here is it's kind of like the 40 Plymouth is still by 64. You gotta take this nut off and then we'll have to use the tool to pry the hub. Time for some heat, huh? Okay, so maybe you don't.
It's got a knurl, but
Yeah, no, it is knurled. So that makes you think it's supposed to be knurled.
but it worked good there.
Yeah, cause yeah. I think somebody's been through this before.
Well, I guess we'll see if that one comes off the same way.
I mean, I don't see any reason why it would have to have. I mean, technically from the factory, this is supposed to come off. That's how this setup works. It pulls down and tightens nicely. It can't go anywhere. It's not gonna hurt anything. That looks great. Yeah, not horrendous. It looks like it might be weeping a little bit, and that is probably why there's no brake fluid. Awesome. Yep, you can see where a puller's been on it. I'd say they've done that many times. What's nice is these are super tight in here now, so you really don't have to worry about it. I mean, it's not a safety hazard. Check that out. You know that's old. Made in USA. Wow, those still look phenomenal. Pretty simple to pop off our shoes. This is our self-adjuster setup. And even though these actually look pretty good as far as thickness goes, they're just glued on. You can actually see where they were rebuilt and relined, and that glue deteriorates over years. And what'll happen is you go take this thing for a drive and they unglue and wrap under each other and slam your brake stop. Ask me how I know. No point in even trying to save.
hose. Oh yeah. Phew. And so what you can see happens a lot of times with these, not only does the rubber deteriorate, these have metal in them. And look, that center hole is literally just completely closed off. Where the metal's expanded from rust and closed it. Just pop it off. No problem. Rears are of course identical with the exception of our emergency brake cable, lever, and little rod here. Yep. Wow. Looks really nice. But that's why all our fluid's gone. We'll just undo this clip. Bendix emergency brake actuator will get transferred to our new shoes. A little stiff, but we'll take and work it back and forth. Freed up. They're nice lines and we definitely don't want to hurt them. Oh yeah. Sometimes when these fight you, the best way to go about it is throw a socket on there, hold the line, which unfortunately this one's been vice gripped in the past, and pull it out with an impact. See if we can get it to work loose before we go back together. With the 4 corners removed, we want to get this master cylinder out of here. In fact, I'd like to see if it is any account at all before I even pull it off. You know what? It's not great, but it's not bad. As reasonable as they are though, and more than likely with the piston being obviously rusted in place all the way down, we'll just go ahead and replace it. There's no way. Nope, that just popped. I can tell there wasn't much of that one. All the other lines look great if we just replace this one, I guess. Chewy. Cool. Go ahead again, please. And again. And again. And again. Oh yeah, nice and clear. Oh yeah. Yep, all clear.
With these rear wheel cylinders being over $45 a piece for some reason, and then being some cool old made in USA ones that actually look pretty nice, with the exception of, you can see their seals have given up because they are leaking. I do believe we can safely put rebuild kits in them and not have any issues whatsoever. I can actually just push these apart by hand. Wow. Excuse me. You see the ridges in these, and they're really hard. That's why they have decided to start leaking. And you of course have the little bit of rust on the pistons, and then we have some rust down in there. But our hone should clean that right up. Oh yeah, and with just a few passes and a $5 kit, we can save ourselves an easy $40 per corner. Going back together is pretty straightforward. Just like to make sure everything is lubricated with brake fluid. Pretty straightforward and ready to go back on the car. Got to make sure we can get these all free and hopefully super smooth so the brakes can be adjusted and then self-adjust once they're together. Not too bad. Everything cleaned up. We can throw a little grease on it. Dad spent a ton of time going through and cleaning every bit of the brake parts, the backing plates, the drums. Wow, do they look great. But we want to pop all of our bearings out and get them nice and repacked so we know we're not going to burn them up quickly. As far as our inside one goes, we'll drop a socket down that just barely fits in here. That'll push on the bottom and knock it as well as the dust seal out. These things cleaned up awesome. We can throw them in the packer here for some grease up through them. Like so. At only $8 a piece, compared to the rear's $45 a piece, the fronts were a no-brainer just buying new, especially as rough as they were compared to the rears.
We want to be sure we grease our ride points, not only to prevent squeaking, but also wear. Now our new shoes can go on. One thing to keep in mind, you'll notice you have two different sizes. Try to remember BB or big back. Your larger one is always going to go in the rear here, other than on some early pre-war cars. Back on, what we'll want to do is adjust out our shoes until they just barely rub inside the drum. It's actually a little tight. That'll get us really close, and then once you drive it just a little bit, the self-adjusters will take care of the rest. We'll run this in until we're snug, and then kick it back just a little bit. It's my good hammer. All right, Dad's gonna pump it up and hold it, and I'll start from our furthest most corner, and we'll see if we can get all the air bled out of each of these wheel cylinders, and hopefully we'll have some brakes. You ready, Dad? Lots of air, and again, please. Oh man, what a solid brake system. It's already pushing fluid. And again, please. I'm liking it. Before we go any farther, let me check the fluid level. I don't want to ruin progress. Woo-wee. And again, please. I like it. That one's actually really nice. And again, please. I like it. All right, pump it up, please. Let off. And hit the brake. Oh yeah. Hit the brake. Sweet. Hit it, please. Awesome. And one last time, please. Yeah, buddy. Do we have some brakes, sir?
Oh yeah.
Look at that.
Obviously, there is no way that we could even consider attempting to drive on the tires this car had. I mean, I guess we probably could have, but they'd have blown apart. I mean, all the treads are coming off. So we did a little hunting instead of just going and buying a brand new set of tires, and actually found a set of Marketplace. We ran up to Hendersonville real quick and picked up a set of brand new hand-cooked tires on some Mopar wheels. We can throw a ride on this car and get rolling down the road for 120 bucks.
You ready to take this thing for a cruise?
Oh yeah.
I think I'll let Dad for sure get the honors of driving this nice, beautiful big boat. It is a beautiful, crisp morning. This is gonna be a nice cold start. Choke clicks right on. Too easy. Dang! No lift or tick or anything. All right. This thing's ready to go. Yeah, that's okay. Don't worry about that. Did the power brakes work? Oh yeah. So no, I don't know. Push button. You ready? Ready to jump in this thing and throw it into gear, but so I hit the brake. I take it out of park. What if it doesn't work? It's stuck too.
Oh boy.
How's that work?
None.
That might do it. That might do it. It's not super leaky looking, so it must have just, you know, done the usual automatic transmission fluid evaporation deal. Push some buttons, please. Let me see if things are doing things. Yep. 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 All right, so it's all in the cable and I can feel it. Maybe it's just the fact we don't have any transmission fluid. Fingers crossed. We might as well put a couple quarts in there because we know it's at least that low. Sheesh.
Yep.
I don't want to.
Okay. Oh, thank goodness. Oh, and it's got brakes. Woo! Oh, you beautiful thing. We got a transmission.
Nothing? Oh no. Oh Dad, look. Oh geez, it just flung at me. There's a line leaking. That might be why it's empty. Yeah, look at it dripping. Oh yeah, no, it's leaking good. It got right in my mouth.
How'd you taste, dinosaurs?
I wonder if it's just loose or if it's rotten. Oh, it's
She's
very
tight.
tight. Okay, so it's got a hole in it.
Yeah, you can actually see where it's actually leaking just sitting here. Right there. So we'll take this, cut it back, and then we can put a fitting on here and just have a little piece of hose, a little piece of transmission hose. We were able to drill the old line out of that fitting, put a new piece of line in here, and we've got a piece of hose that we can connect everything together. No leaks? Very nice. Wow, it's really going now. I gotta admit, the push button's kinda cool. Wow, it's gonna take the whole gallon. Drink up, thirsty gal. That temperature's just holding dead on. Right where it should be.
Dead on.
Sweet. You excited? You look good in there, Dad.
I like it.
Okay. How are the brakes? Hey, it stops. Hey, wait for me. Brake light's working. Oops.
Ready? Here we go.
I suppose the question is, it just went straight to second. Was that third? Wow, it's just really, really, really smooth.
It's a big old floaty steering wheel.
This thing is so smooth.
Drives really nice.
It stops awesome, don't it?
Yeah, it's good.
It's flowing stuff everywhere.
This thing is great. Listen how smooth it is. It's so quiet,
running,
smooth. It definitely needs a muffler and a tip so bad. All right, my turn.
Yeah. Yeah, get into it a little bit. It takes a little longer to shift in a second.
I guess you could start out.
Yeah, I kept on going neutral and reverse, you know, and then neutral to drive, but probably don't need to.
I got the idle just a
Yeah.
cusp too low. Why is it so silky smooth? It literally drives like a brand new car. So I'm gonna go ahead and just say it. To be 1964, this is by far the best drive. I think this is one of the best driving cars we've ever gotten going.
I don't know. The Electra's pretty close.
Oh yeah. That's true.
Don't forget about that big old car.
Nope. Which, in fact, I'm glad Dad mentioned that. So our very next video is going to be the completion on the 225. We have got to get that car done and start driving it. It's got air conditioning, or we hope it will. And right now is the time to be having air conditioning. Fuel economy, not great to be driving a car like this or like the Electra, but we got to get out on the road in it. You just bear, like, it's like, you know, like SpongeBob sticking his toe out. That's how you drive this car with the throttle and the brakes. Look at this. Oh,
Oh, it wants premium.
yep. It doesn't like 87. Well, there you have it. Will this 1964 Chrysler Newport run and drive after being off the road since at least 2004, over 22 years, and sure enough, it runs phenomenally and it drives even better. What a cool car, and we are so glad we got the opportunity to rescue this thing. It is hard to believe that this car was hauled off for scrap. We're so thankful it was found and rescued, and it's going to continue to live on. And moving forward into our next video, we're going to totally detail this thing, interior, exterior, dial in the fuel system, probably go through the cooling system at least a little bit before we detail the engine bay, just because it does run a little bit on the warm side and we want to totally take care of that. We're going to get this thing totally ready to go out and hit the road and do some cruising. If you all enjoyed that, you want to see more on this rescue, our other rescues and rebuilds, like I mentioned before, Electra 225 will be our next video. Be sure to subscribe button and notification bell to keep up with our future uploads. If you have been a part of the channel, we do appreciate it so incredibly much. We get to rescue these forgotten cars because of each and every one of you. So thank you all so much. Peace out, and catch you all on the flip side.